I'm John, and tonight I want answers about the Planning Commission. There's no stopping us now because we're live.
John wants answers. John wants answers. Give John answers. Give John answers. John wants answers. John wants answers. Give John answers now.
Welcome to the show. It's special. I start off on that camera today instead of that camera. How exciting. Check your calendar. It's November 14th, 2013. It's Movember. If you notice, I'm growing this creepy mustache. All mustaches are creepy when you first start growing them. And so they fill in.
And later.
And later too?
Yes.
We tried growing them last year. That didn't turn out too well.
Mine was great, as I recall.
I recall I won the election of best mustache on our show.
Again, I'm not impressed with the panel that you had.
It was the jury, and they weren't disqualified. So, my expert witness tonight is Keith Stattenfield. He's my expert witness because he's a City of Santa Clara Planning Commissioner.
I am.
If you've never seen the show before,
And you haven't.
it's like a courtroom drama. I'm the prosecutor. My guest is the expert witness. And you at home are the jury. It's your job to convict or acquit the topics. We'll be taking your tweets, so you can tweet us during the show, because we're live, at John Wants Answer. There's no S on the end. And if you don't want to tweet us, you can go to our website, johnwantsanswers.com, and send us a message from there. And we'll take your messages later in the show and answer all of them.
We've never answered all of them.
We don't get that many in.
Well,
So you don't think we are, but we are answering all of them. We did an episode about the movie Jobs.
Yes, we did.
With Woz and Andy
And-
Hertzfeld
and
and
Dan
Dan Kotke.
yeah.
Great. I got all these positive reviews, which I read last month on the show.
Yes?
I got another good review on YouTube. I don't mean positive, I mean good. Because
Okay.
any review that doesn't call you gay or stupid or dumb is
Or
generally
say
a
first. Or
good
say
review.
first.
I appreciate the fact that John gathered Woz, Kotke, and Andy, but my God, he's a terrible host. And his show, set, fonts, and subs look like they were all made in Microsoft Paint. I am grateful, but the overall quality of the show and host is far below budget. And Vink's accent and humor seems Scandinavian, to keep it short. Saw a few...
Is Scandinavian an insult of some type that I'm unaware of from the kids these days?
I understand. So, Scandinavian accent? Maybe. Like, my parents are Dutch.
Dutch?
Although I was born and raised in Canada.
Technically not in
And
Scandinavia,
I had a
really,
speech
but
impediment growing up. So, who knows what's coming out now? You could confuse it with Scandinavian, maybe.
maybe.
But what does a Scandinavian humor mean? That part I don't get.
I don't either. I have been meaning to talk to you about the font.
The font's
I
bad?
am not a fan
It's
of
Comic
the font.
Sans, and if you don't like Comic Sans,
Yeah.
well, in the opening
Yeah,
thing,
there-
and then
Yeah,
and then the
you should-
subtitles. If my name was put below me right now, that would be like an Arial. Yeah, that's like an Helvetica Arial font.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. Fonts are terrible
You
in the
should
show.
have like a black outline or something. And
I don't even have an outline in this one. We have to
I
throw
know.
away all of our fonts.
That's why I'm saying their complaint about fonts is in fact
Valid.
valid.
Well, it says below budget. They don't realize we have no budget. I don't think you realize that this is public access. So we have no money. So the fact that you could see us.
But you're
Is
rich.
amazing.
You could stick a crowbar into the Vink wallet.
I don't want to personally finance this show. That's why I have executive producers. And this show cannot be made possible without executive producers Lisa Tamaki and Brian Westphal.
Fall.
So if you're
Did we
blaming
ever
about the
follow
budget,
up on his pronunciation? I'm not sure if we're putting enough in.
it's like a
Yeah,
fall.
there could be.
Fall. All right. Do you remember last year we had a guy in the show, JD Charisma?
We did.
Yeah. Bright young lad.
Young, yes.
If that's, well, he's not British. Can I call him lad still?
You can.
I heard he's in a movie. I heard something about him being in a movie, and it's coming out next week or the week after. If it would please the court, I'd like to call my first witness, J.D. Charisma.
We've never had a witness before.
All right. Welcome back, J.D.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good.
Hello.
Good to meet you, man.
Good to see you.
So,
I've now become the third best looking person on this show. Usually I'm the second.
Really?
It's a step down.
does that mean I'm first?
Usually.
Wow.
Not now.
All right, fair enough. Can't argue with that. J.D.,
Yes.
you're a movie star now.
I am.
We've been a movie star for a while.
Yeah.
You're a movie star again.
Yes.
Tell
Again.
me all about this movie.
Okay. Well, I have a movie coming out at AMC Theaters, AMC Mercado in Santa Clara, California. And here we go.
Don't try and guess the camera. It's not going to work tonight.
But it's coming out. It's called My Everything.
Uh-huh.
And I play like a geeky, shy type of guy who's in love with this girl.
I played that all during high school. I played that role. Yeah.
Yeah, but basically, I'm in college now with her, and I'm in all of her classes.
Uh-huh.
But she still doesn't know who I am because I'm just way too shy and I have no game. Absolutely
Been there.
no game.
Yeah.
Wow, so this was
Man,
really-
it's like
this
you read
was an
my
act-
diary and made a movie about it.
It's my life story too. People
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know it.
okay.
I look too good for
I
that,
think
though.
it's a big acting stretch for you,
Yes.
based on that description.
You know, it was fun though because it was a different character I got to play. Like,
Yeah. Whereas for
cool.
John and I, playing geeky types is kind of ordinary.
We've been typecast.
Yeah.
but
in our
y'all are
lives.
cool geeky.
No, we're not. We play cool geeky types.
So when is this premiere happening?
Yes, November 16.
November, that's like a week.
This is this Saturday. actually.
Saturday.
This Saturday.
2 days from now.
Nothing
Remember,
like last minute
like
to promote your show.
4
Yeah.
minutes ago, you said it's November 4th.
I said 4th?
You
Oh no,
did.
I said today's 14th.
No, okay, let's just
14th.
clear it.
And then 16th, okay.
November 16, 5 p.m. is when the red carpet starts, so make sure you guys come out.
You're
dressed
getting an
good.
actual red carpet?
Yes, red carpet, backdrop, stanchions, gold, custom.
Can I bring my camera?
You can bring your camera.
Can I bring it to the theater after I'm done? Or that would, like, well, not maybe.
Oh, I don't know about that.
So put it back in my car.
Why don't you leave
after
it in your
red carpet.
car?
Yeah.
Why don't you give the license plate of your car on the air in case
I don't have a
anyone
license
wants
plate
to
yet.
stop by?
My license plate says 0 emissions. Wow, so
Yeah.
it's also a musical?
It
that what I
is.
heard?
It's a romantic comedy musical, and this is her, the leading lady
You can zoom in on that poster there. It's
that
probably
I
bigger.
am in
but,
love with in the film.
Not in real life.
In the film,
No.
yeah.
Musical, comedy. Oh, it's going to be a good time, right? And it's a benefit, right?
It is. Proceeds actually are going to the typhoon victims in the Philippines,
Right.
and also disadvantaged youth.
So I remember originally you were planning for disadvantaged youth in the Philippines?
Well, actually, it was here in America.
Okay.
So what I do is I go on school tours and I motivate the students and give them inspirational speeches. And also we're going to be donating to like schools and a lot of people who go through bullying, anti-violence.
I've been there too.
Yeah. and then-
Bullied, not bull. I was not the bully.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm
Really?
with you. Yeah.
Man, we're
People
like,
don't know, but yeah. For 3 straight years I was bullied.
You should get a Lifetime biopic,
I should.
like the J.D. Charisma story.
I should. You guys watching this
Oh.
help me do this.
I'm gonna
Can I
make
do the
some calls.
voiceover?
Yes.
A man, a young boy in high school getting bullied. And then one day, the tables turn when JD Charisma becomes Kung Fu JD. Okay, just an idea.
I
You
did
can-
take Kung Fu.
Yeah.
I dropped that when I was yellow though. No,
Wow,
Anyway.
that's
Yeah.
All right,
many
so
more badges than I ever got.
so Sunday the 16th, 5 o'clock red
Saturday.
carpet.
Saturday the 6th.
Saturday the
Oh,
16th.
man, I'm messing this up terribly. I think it's on my calendar.
He's
Sunday. I
gonna
gotta
show
fix it.
up on Sunday. Just
Just
like,
day
where's
late.
the movie?
Here's
Saturday.
The thing. Here's the thing. This practice is not going well, but when we tape
rehearsal.
the show for
Yeah, when
real,
the- when we go
we'll
live.
ironed out all these problems.
Okay.
When the show is.
All right.
5 o'clock red carpet, 7 o'clock show.
Yes.
And where can people get tickets?
Well, they could get tickets by emailing jdcharismaoffice@gmail.com. That's jdcharismaoffice@gmail.com. And basically tell us how many tickets you want, and then we will take care of the rest.
Great.
And your full name. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, JD.
Thank you so much for having me.
You may now
job, man.
step
Thank you.
down from the witness stand.
All right. Thank you.
And we'll see
swear.
JD again later in the show. We got a little surprise for you. I did that.
I don't know how we top that, John. I mean, we may as well just turn off
No.
the camera and go home.
We're going to talk about planning commissioner. Our first case, John versus planning commission. Oh man, that's the wrong song.
Again. After this practice, it's going to be fabulous.
Yes, that's like a abbreviated because we're out of time. That's our signal. We got to speed things up. We're getting out of time. Okay. What is a planning commission?
Planning Commission. Planning Commission is generally an advisory board. I'll talk about California planning commissions. They
Okay.
exist in other states, but I don't know a lot about them or any specifics, so I don't want to attempt to sound authoritative. Planning Commission in California is a board of appointed citizens of a county or a city that get together to discuss land use and make recommendations to the city council with respect to the general plan, with respect to zoning changes, with respect to specific plans, variances that are requested by property owners, largely land use. It's a commission that meets and discusses and deliberates and makes recommendations on land use.
So you're not making decisions necessarily. You're making recommendations.
We are making decisions for some things. Depending on what city or county you're in, the Planning Commission often has final approval on a certain level of things and has advisory on other things.
What kind of things do you decide?
Final approval, everything a Planning Commission does can almost always be appealed to the City Council. Because Planning Commissioners are appointed, they're not elected, so in some sense they always advise the City Council. You can always appeal their decisions to an actual elected body. But on a Planning Commission, variances are generally final unless appealed.
What's a variance?
Variance is there are some rules for a piece of land, and someone would like a permanent exception to those rules.
Okay.
And that's called a variance. And there's a level of variance sometimes that city councils delegate to staff, and there's a different level, above that they often require a planning commission approval of.
So what would someone bring to the planning commission? If I'm a homeowner, for example, what kind of things would I have to go to you for?
We don't see a lot of homeowner things.
So if I want to add 3 stories to my house, do I have to go through you?
In
or
Santa
not?
Clara, if you wanted to add 3 stories, you would have to come to the Planning Commission.
Okay.
Because city staff does not have authority to ever grant a 3-story residential development. So that always has to go to the commission or to city council.
Okay.
Most of what we see are requests to rezone a property. And part of that rezoning is often we want to build this kind of thing on there. So we often look at architectural approval as part of zoning or after zoning.
So you guys have the power to
And,
rezone land? Or recommend?
We recommend rezonings to city council.
Right.
And generally city council just accepts our recommendations because they don't want to spend a lot of time thinking about every rezoning. They let the planning commission spend a lot of time.
And that's why they appoint you guys, to take care of that.
We also look at if what you want to do doesn't, if you're coming in as a business, you're often going to be doing a development that's of a scale that would require you to get, in California, there's a law called CEQA, the California Environmental Quality Act. And that essentially requires most substantial developments to look at all the environmental impacts that the development is going to have and alleviate them or mitigate them, or say we can't mitigate this and we still think that's okay, that overall the benefits of the development outweigh the negatives. So a lot of big developments come through and they present what's called an EIR, Environmental Impact Report. And another one of the things planning commissions do is they certify EIRs or mitigated negative declarations, which is a lesser kind of EIR.
How big of a change do I need on my house before I need the planning commission involved?
We live in San Jose, so I'm not sure.
I'm saying, let's say I live in Santa Clara.
In
So
Santa
if I'm
Clara,
taking out a wall,
second,
I don't need
no,
to
that
go
would
to
just be a permit.
Uh-huh.
In Santa Clara, most second-story additions don't go to the Planning Commission.
Okay.
They get heard at what's called an architectural review committee, where you kind of invite, you come in with your plans as the homeowner. It gets noticed to all your neighbors, so the city sends out mail to everyone that lives within some distance, a couple hundred feet, and they publish it on the city's website. They publish it. They put up a thing at City Hall of all the activities that are coming up. There's an agenda.
And if neighbors don't comply, is it a go?
Sometimes neighbors come in, sometimes neighbors don't come in.
Yeah.
It depends entirely on who the neighbors are and what you're trying to do and whether your neighbors are copacetic with that or against it.
If the neighbors are all on board, is there consideration that the architectural review people do?
Yes, there is. I mean, I'm also on architectural review in Santa Clara, and even if no neighbors come in, we often look at things and try to make sure that windows are placed properly on a second floor expansion so that you aren't taking away your neighbor's right to kind of have private backyards, or at least we're minimizing that as much as possible.
Yeah, so what are the things that you would stop? Like the windows thing you would prevent?
Well, in architectural review, we largely try to make sure that new development kind of conforms with the neighborhood. So if you have a neighborhood full of single-story ranch homes with brick on the front and some wood siding, and you came in and wanted to put up an all-glass building, we'd say that's going to look out of place.
Yeah, it looks weird.
And we would suggest strongly that you come up with something that fits in a little better.
Okay. We've got to pause for a break now. When we come back, I'm going to learn more about the Planning Commission from you.
Well, yeah.
So you're going to stay right there. You see what I did? I told them they're going to stay there. Because previously I'd say, don't go away. But then they had the idea in their head, they could go away.
They could go away.
Now.
I've noticed on this show, you have lots of stuff on your side, and there's never anything on my side. So I brought a thing.
What's the thing?
Look what I brought.
What is that? It's got a switch on it. On and
Got
off.
a switch on it.
Already been on hook.
What happens if you do on? Or like, ooh, something happened.
You've already been on hook, right?
Isn't that cool?
Wait, I turn it on,
And it turns
the
it off.
arm goes up and turns itself off.
Yeah.
That's incredibly useful.
No, it's not. That's incredibly useless. But see, now I got a thing. I got a thing on my side.
Now you got a thing for yourself.
Okay. See?
Wow. Do we have any tweets?
And I made a box. I made a box out of JD Charisma's movie. I don't want to say flyers because they're not flyers. They're cards. Look. I'm never in my entire life going to look this good on a glossy printed card.
We got a message from one of our staff members. I'm going to be reading this.
We have staff members?
Well, crew member.
Crew members. Okay.
So we'll read that during the whole tweet section.
Okay.
She's going to be so embarrassed.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
I heard you wrecked your car.
A deer wrecked my car. I was driving just fine. A deer was in the median. Why are deer in the median of Page Mill Road?
Perhaps it dropped something.
Could you pull the blinds more over there? Thank you. Perfect. Thank you.
Wow, they're rearranging the whole.
Was that some weird signal that I was supposed to know?
No, I got.
I've been reading
have
the
this itch.
binder every month, and
I have this. My ear is so itchy today. I wonder what it is. It's maybe the deer. The deer that I hit, maybe. It's a deer tick. Maybe
it
it got
could
the
be.
Lyme disease.
It could be. You
in
have
the
Lyme
ear.
disease.
And we're back. And we're going to take your tweets now. So we got a message. Now, we got a message from one of our crew members. And this is what she says.
Does it say I quit?
Almost. Hi, John. I completely forgot to email you regarding my unavailability for today's production.
Oh.
I got overwhelmed with my midterms, which is a reason for not showing up too. I apologize. I am really sorry for any inconvenience it makes.
I think it's fine.
I'll definitely work on future production. Thank you, Eliza. Eliza, I accept your apology. Was that gracious of me?
It was.
I was the bigger man there.
Have you been practicing? Has your wife had words with you?
Oh, I get words all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Okay, we're back talking about the Planning Commission.
We are.
Now, how did you become a planning commissioner?
I applied to be a planning commissioner.
Uh-huh.
And planning commissioner qualifications for planning commissioner are you have to be a citizen of the city,
Check.
and you can't simultaneously hold elective office and be a planning commissioner.
Check.
So you can't be an elected city council person
Uh-huh.
and be a planning commissioner.
So you can't be Leslie
And
Nope and
in
be a...
Santa Clara, they don't want you to be on more than one commission at a time, so you can't be on any other commissions.
Okay. So you met all those...
I met all three of those.
Now, were you...
So I applied, and the first time they said, thank you, but we're picking someone else.
Uh-huh.
And turns out she was a better planning commissioner than I am, I think, just my opinion.
Yeah.
But now she's a city council person. She's very, very good.
Oh, she's moved on.
Yeah.
Is this your stepping stone to becoming
It
a
could have
councilman?
been, although she was on the school board before she was on the planning commission. So,
So
it
you
could
got-
be
you got more to
it could
do.
be the planning commission was a step down, then a step back up. But the second time I applied, they accepted me.
What qualifications do you need? Anything? Besides the things you listed.
Besides the things I listed, you should be willing to go to planning commission meetings,
Uh-huh.
which are generally once or twice a month.
When they
for
picked
a couple hours.
when they picked you, were you the only person applying?
No, there were 5 other applicants the second time I applied, and there
Wow.
were 11 other applicants the first time I applied.
Okay. How do they, like, amongst all these people?
They interviewed us
Yeah?
very briefly, and we gave them a little binder, a little, backgrounder on ourselves, answered a couple questions.
Why did you want to be a planning commissioner?
Well, largely, I like to do stuff for the community because I think people ought to, and
If I recall, you do a lot of
I
stuff in the community.
do a lot of stuff. Yeah,
You're
so
on the library board.
I'm on the library foundation.
You're on a credit union board.
Yes, I'm on the credit union board.
You're on your homeowner association.
I'm on 2
board?
HOAs now.
2.
Yeah, two
Two.
homeowners association boards
You just can't get enough
and a planning
of
commissioner.
giving back.
Appointed planning commissioner.
And planning commissioner.
And I help out on Access TV shows.
You have a show which
And I have an Access TV
broadcasts
show,
sometimes,
which broadcasts occasionally.
and you work on a lot of shows, Democratic
do.
TV. So you're
I do.
involved.
I'm involved.
This is, I think you'll have your eye on the prize, public office.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm electable. I mean,
No?
I'm on this show. Just think of what my political opponents could get
From this
if
episode,
they could only download from
Yeah.
any episode. I'm
there's
just saying
only-
that freeze thing at the end is just
gold. It's comedy gold.
yay.
Tell me something exciting that happened to you at a planning commission
Almost
meeting.
nothing exciting happens at planning commission meetings.
Didn't some guy who wanted to put on 3 stories on his house, who get denied, start saying, "I'm going to find you all at your homes," and
No.
Didn't you tell me once a security guard had to be involved?
That was before I was in the commission, though.
Tell me that story.
Yeah, no, I mean, certainly occasionally you get people with strong opinions coming to meetings, and at one particular meeting, they eventually had to call the police because a guy wouldn't stop yelling. And the same guy later came to a city council meeting for the same development and stood during his little comment period and pointed his little finger shaped like a gun.
Oh, you can't be doing that.
No, you shouldn't be doing that.
No.
They asked him to leave.
Yeah, it's probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
So typical meetings are probably sound boring. Like if I wanted a good Wednesday night, I'm assuming you're on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays,
If
7 p.m.
If I want a good time, do
Santa
I
Clara City
show
Hall.
up to a planning commission meeting, or that be really
I
boring?
enjoy them. I mean, you
Yeah.
get some good discussion. You can meet your neighbors. You can learn some things sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
like bioremediation swales. I didn't even know there were bioremediation swales before.
What's a swale?
It's like dirt, but a special kind of dirt where you can bioremediate things. Generally water, generally too much water.
All right. Well, we're going to end our discussion there. Our next show is going to be on December 12th. Stay tuned after this show for Stranger Music and a show called What the Bleep. Hey, our sound guy. He's Jim Twill. He makes that show, What the Bleep. Am I on tonight's episode? Can you tell me if I'm on? Am I on tonight's episode?
But this is going to be repeated. So what are the odds you'll be on the episode after this repeats anyway?
Yes, yes. If it's November 14th, I'm on tonight.
Wow. So like a solid hour of John. Just
This is the night for
half
you.
an hour here, and then an actually good half hour without me. You might win an award for this hour of Access TV
Only the second half.
if Jim's show
Jim's
wins
show
an
wins.
award.
All right. Good show, Keith. High five.
Hey, I'm gonna rap. Where's my music?
John wants answers. John.
JDC, my first, my last, my first, my last, my everything, my first, my last, my first, my last, my everything, my first, my last, my first, my last, my everything, my first, my last, my first, my last, my everything. Baby, you're my everything. For you, I will do anything. I love this feeling that you bring, baby. You make me wanna sing. My first, my last, my everything. 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 I see you walk by, you're so beautiful and fly. Then I look you in the eye. Love this feeling, don't know why. Hope that I'm your type of guy, cause I know I'm kinda shy. But I know that I should try to go up to you and say hi. I know you're my type of girl, cause my heart will never lie. And it's saying that you're beautiful, especially inside. Ever since I saw you that day, I will see you only this way. Everywhere I'm seeking you, being with you is making me say my first, my last, my first, my last, my everything. My first, my last, my first, my last, my everything. My first, my last, my first, my last, my everything. My first, my last, my first, my last, my everything. Baby, you're my everything. For you, I will do anything. I love this feeling that you bring, baby. You make me wanna sing. My first, my last, my everything. 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 Now that I'm with you, and now that you're with me, it feels like my life has changed, and you're all that I can see. Now we're in LOVE, we're feeling the energy, fireworks exploding in me. Everything is so pretty, and I'm dancing like a crazy. Guess I'm thinking of my lady. Can't wait till I see you, baby, cause you're making me so happy. It's like my head is spinning, I can't help but love this feeling. In my heart this song is ringing, and now babe I can't stop singing. My first, my last, my first, my last, my everything. My first, my last, my first, my last, my everything. My first, my last, my first, my last, my everything. My first, my last, my first, my last, my everything. Baby, you're my everything. For you, I will do anything. I love this feeling that you bring, baby. You make me wanna sing. My first, my last, my everything. My first, my last, my everything. My first, my last, my first, my last, my everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, My Everything is coming out November 16 at AMC Theaters, so make sure you guys come see it. AMC Mercado 20 in Santa Clara, California. It's going to be on November 16 at 5 p.m. I'll see you guys on the red carpet. Thank you guys so much. And thank you, John. John wants answers. I'm glad to be back. Thank you for watching.